My name is Lars Svensson, and I start as other speakers here as a little about myself. I'm 58 years old, married to Annika, and I got 5 children, but they are grown up now. I'm a manager director for a farm in Sweden with milking cows. We have 2,500 hectares of land and about 1,260 milking cows. I'll tell you more about it. But I'm not owner of the farm, I'm just manager. I got 7 owners, 8 owners. Before this job, I was studying at the University of Farming and Economic, and I was technology in the high school. I work as economic advisor for 22 years after my university studies. But when I was 50 years old, I get a promotion to get this job. And when you are 50 years old, you have to think what to do with the rest of your life. And here I stand. In this job, it's not so many free times, but when I'm free, it's important to get free sometimes when you work. Then I'm sailing, and you can see a picture here in the right. It's from Vänern. It's a sea in Sweden, the biggest sea in Sweden. Our farm, where does it lie? It's about 170 kilometers north Gothenburg, against Stockholm, between lakes, Vänern and Vättern. And you see the red flag there. And this district, it's clay, middle clay to very heavy clay. Sometimes over 90% is clay in the ground, in the soil. Normal wheat here in this, it's not 5,000 to 6,000 kilograms a year. If you go to the south of Sweden, and they bad years there, it's 6,500 kilograms. So it's not so good for growing seed there. Little about the company group here. I have 8 owners. They have stocks in the firm in share to the land in the company. So the biggest owner here has about 22-23%. But two of the owners can't control the firm. It have to be 3. Then it depends from 22, 23 near to 3-4%. No one of the owners is working in the farm. They are retired or working with other things. Vadsbo Växtodling Company, it's a mother company. There we have 2,500 hectares of arable land. We have management, machineries, and laborers. In the daughter company, Vadsbo Mjölk AB, we have the cattles. It's about 1,260 milking cows and management and laborers. We have a company where we own half the part. Vadsbo Växtodling owns half the part of Vadsbo Biogas Company. And here we produce biogas for vehicles. So it's biogas production, cleaning, and compressing to 250 kilograms. And we sell it for Stockholm to cars, taxi cars from Arlanda to Stockholm and so on. And it's produce gas corresponding to about 1,600 kilometers. This is rather new, so we started up one year ago. And today we can look at the production, and we are where we calculated today in the production, but it's with this type of things, it's problem in the beginning. Now I had to talk a little about our milk project. It was started in 2005. The mother company was Växtodling at that time. Have 7 owners. They have 1,700 hectares of land. A very extensive strategy in the growing. And with that I mean they have much arable land. Be very careful about the costs. Don't look so much about the yield. just low costs, and takes every subsidies that you can get. And it was economic, very, very, very good. They earned much money at that time. 80% of the land in that time was organic. Why organic? It's more subsidies at that time, and it's lower costs. But why are we organic at our place? You saw the map here before. It's because of it's weak competition in traditional farming. The yield is too low. But after 5 days start about 1999 with this organic production, when we come to 2005, they have 5-6 years with organic farming, and the weed is getting bigger and bigger problem, and the texture of the soil, of the clay, it's going more and more bad and get more and more compressed. At that time, Håkan Samuelsson, he was the leader for the Vasbo Växtodling at that time. He called me as an advisor and he asked me, is it possible to start with 1,000 cows in Sweden? It was 2005. I talked to him for 15 minutes perhaps and tell him, you have to forget it. It is not possible. And I heard when I talked to him that he's not satisfied with my answer, but I was convinced, and the whole the branch in Sweden, it was not possible. But after 3 weeks, he called me again, and is it possible? And I said it yesterday that it was not possible, but he have some money, and we start an investigation if it's possible. And I was working with that investigation, and I can tell you that from the start to the end, in the start I don't think of it, but the more work we do with it, the more I can feel that perhaps it's possible. And why does he ask me this question? Clover and grass is you have to have it on the fields when you are organic farming. And clover and grass, I think it's very good for this type of soil, for the clay, and for the compression of the clay. It's very good with clover and lucerne and so on. He couldn't at that time biogas was not like high that it is today, so he can't sell the grass to biogas. And it's not possible to sell grass from 600 hectares to other farmers. It's not possible. And the milk production in Sweden was falling at that time very fast. And the quota have never been any problem in Sweden. We are 10 to 20% under the quota every year. And he knows that it's economics in big scale farming. One of the owners at that time have 3,000 cows. So they know about farming and big farms with cattle. And why do we have organic production? The arable land is not high production, as I said before. It's lower risk in organic production. We can get perhaps a good year 7 tons, but a bad year you get 3-4 tons. And if it's like this, you have to put out low costs. And it's low costs when you are organic farming. And subsidies from the EU gets from the CAP system to more and more environmental money. So today I think we have a better position here in this system as organic farmer. If it's more profitable today, perhaps in our situation it is, but it depends on the ground. If we have better ground, perhaps we will not be organic. When we start the milk production, it was very short qualifying time. The land was already organic, so we just have to wait for 6 months to sell organic milk. We have some problems that we have no solution for. It was about grassing with 1,000 cows, how to do it. We have to manage that during the time. We build the farm up with a normal production, and after 1 year, we start over to organic. But the milking cows in the start was just normal cows. What and how have we built? We built it in our own direction, and we have a very hard focus on low investment cost. We start 2008, and in the autumn 2014, everything was ready. Everything was ready. Cold barns, no isolation. It's I think the American style. I think you have many of these stables here in Estonia. 2006, before we built our stables, we was here in Estonia and Lok, and I think we have built almost the same. 1,000 cows in the investigation has been 1,300 today, 1,300-year cows. We milk in a rotary, 60 places, the Laval rotary with 60 places. From the start of the building to we start milking, it takes about 20 months. Start building in January 2008, and we start milking in October 2009. We have built a barn for calves, storage for silage and slurry, and store and mill for feed. So we make our own feed at the farm. Production today, we have 1,260 milking cows. And that's, I think, is important, good balance between cattle and arable land. We have about 2 hectares on each cow, and that's with our land what we need to produce all the grass and all the seed. And if you are in that time, you are good to the environmental, because the nutrition, you can turn it around, and it's very little who leave the system. But nitrogen is a problem, but it's in every organic production. We have groups with 160 cows in the barns. Today we sell about 32 cubic meters organic milk every day. The organic market in Sweden today is very good. It increased with 30% the last year. So we have, if you look back 3 or 4 years, we have too much organic milk, but today we sell every milk as organic, and the market is still going up. We have the 3 to 4 calvings every day. About 210 female calves in the stables and 40 bull calves. The bull calves is a problem. You can't get. They have to get full milk in 3 months in the organic rules, and you get no more paid for it after 3 months because of its organic. So you have to take it away as fast as possible from the farm. So we sell them at 3 weeks, average 3 weeks, to normal production, normal meat production. We have own insemination of the cows. I have a girl employed who only work with fertility and insemination. We have no crossbreedings. You have about 60% of the cows today. 55% of the cows today are Holstein, and 45% is Swedish Red. We have own feed production with seed and beans. And beans is a very good crop on our fields. Beans on this heavy clay is good. So with the protein to the cows, most of it we get from the beans. Heifers. We have no heifers at our place. It's externals. We have a farmer who we sell the heifers to at 4 months old. And we transport them up in Värmland. It's about 160 kilometers north from our farm. He buy all the heifer calves, and they have them up to inseminate them and have them up to 24 months. and we buy them back about 24 months. Why don't we have the heifers at our place? Up there in Värmland, it's a little cheaper land, and you have a little can use his old buildings, and he has cheap land for grassing. That's important. I said our field is not so good, but it's perhaps a little too good to just grassing. So we sell them away and get them back. And he have better subsidies up there, so his economic on feeding up heifers is better than ours. Today you have about 900 heifers from 4 to 24 months. We have, you talk about it here a little, we have too many heifers today. We don't need them all, so we inseminate with 20% of the meat bulls today. The normal heifer is calving at 25 months. And we buy, from him we have a contract, so we buy all the heifers back. Grassing. In Sweden, organic farming is controlled by KRAV. In Denmark it's ecology, I think. But in Sweden it's another firm, it's KRAV. And they say we have to have the cows outside 5 months, and they have to grassing 3 months of the 5. And outside they have to consume 6 kilograms dry matter, and they have to be outside 12.5 hours each day. We solution that we have the cows out only in the nights. So in the morning we take them in, milk them, and they be in the barn on the day when the sun is warm and they can feed inside. Very, very high energy feed inside. And then we take them out in the evening and they're grassing when it's cold and the sun is low, and we take them in next morning. And it's much easier at that time with the logistic outside in the evening and in the morning. We have 230 hectares possible grassing land around the stables and around the buildings. And we have built about 3 kilometers road to transport the cows out. And we have about 30 pens with 2 openings to every pen. Then why it's 3 to 4 hectares who needs opening. And we have fresh water to every pen. Grassing, we manage it, but it's a little problem with the production every summer. When you go in June and so on, it's good. When you come to the end of June and in July, you lost fat, you lost protein, and you lost volume on the cows. But we have to do it better and better. Economy. When we built this farm, we have no cows at all. We start in 2009, and after 3 months, we have 325 cows. Today, you can see it's about 1,260. Sold milk, you can see it here in tons each year, so it's increasing. So I think this 2014 was very good in the volume, but the price, as we had heard here before, it was bad, especially in the end of the year. You can see our turnover. Last year it was 56 million. This is Swedish crowns. Swedish crowns. If you take it, 1 euro is 9.2 Swedish crowns today, I think, about. And you see the EBIT before depreciations down here. We make a profit about 3-4 million Swedish crowns a normal year. My experience of this, to building this farm from no cows at all up to where we are now, I don't think you can in the start to reduce labors. You have to have labors. The problem who is coming up, you have to have people to solve the problem. You have to enough with people. Some more is better than some few. It can't be better without labors. make a good surrounding analysis and make job to your relationship to your neighbors and people who's living around you, so they don't put pressure to you that way. Everything can't be done at once. You have to solve one problem at the time, one thing after one thing, that way. And I think a good balance between arable land and cattle is very important. In my job before this, when I look as an advisor, I've seen many farms who have many cattle and little land. And that's always sometimes you get problems and you get affairs that you have to do. Whatever it costs, you have to do it. Good maintenance when you have the farm, it's very important. I have 1 to 1.5 person just to maintain the machinery and so on. Discussion partners is very important. It's important to hold agreed plans. Hold agreed plans to the government or to your laborers or to your owners. The plans you have done, you must hold them. Health care of the cattle is going up and down, and that you have to live with. You get good times and you get bad times, and it's going like this. And the last, and low investment cost, it's very, very, very important. But you have also to have good logistics for the cattle. Good logistic and low investment. Then it's profitable in the future.
That was the end. I hope it's not the end for you, Lars. Thank you very much. Any question to Lars? He's just about stepping outside of the building and catch the bus back to your mother-in-law's birthday, was it?
Oh, he's 19 years old today.
Oh, yes. So you are soon to get back, and also to all your ladies in the stable. So, any questions to Lars? Yes, one up here. Just time for one or two.
So, thank you, Lars. We understood that organic business is good business. Organic milk makes good business. We understood that netto profit is around 4-5 million Swedish crowns per year. My question, how much you get subsidies? How many millions per year?
In the whole?
Yes. Well, we are talking about organic business, dairy business today.
6 to 7 million.
That means without subsidies, minus.
What?
Without subsidies, such a business is a minus.
Yeah.
So how much you get more subsidies if to compare with conventional farming systems? Ordinary farms, not organic dairy farms. How many percent you get more subsidies? Per cow, in total?
Per cow we get 1,400 Swedish crowns. And we get for the land 1,600 for each cow and 1,400 for each hectare of arable land.
Okay.
It's about 3,000 each cow.
Okay. So and I understood that you are selling your milk in Stockholm, and this is just raw milk,
the milk,
fresh milk.
You
don't produce. Yeah.
You misunderstood. The biogas we sell in Stockholm.
Oh yeah.
But the milk, all of the milk is sold for Arla, so it's going to Arla dairy.
That means they can process this milk separately from other milk. Yeah. Organic milk is processed separately.
About 15% of the milk in Arla is organic in Sweden.
Okay, and Arla produce mainly cheese, or they are selling also like raw milk?
they produce, of our milk, they produce butter and powder, and sometimes they take it to Stockholm or Linköping for consumer milk.
I see.
But I don't know it every day. Arla picks up the milk and I get the money every 14 days.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your question. I think that was all we had time for. So thank you, Lars, and I wish you a pleasant trip back to Sweden. Thank you.